So the aviation field has got to be one of the best ones for careers out of any field that there is. There's a couple different reasons why. I'm going to show you guys why. First up, I split it into airlines, airplanes, and airports. I'm going to start with airlines. So first, you just split it into cargo and commercial pilots. Basically, you just fly around and get certified, and then work for an airline flying planes around. But then under that, there's logistics, so handling airport operations and stuff like that for an airline. When a plane is going to take off, how much fuel it's going to get, stuff like that. And then for pilots, commercial pilots, there's another split, like international and domestic or like regional flights. And then under this, connecting it with airplanes, we have flight attendants. Pretty basically just working with the airlines to keep airplanes in the air and making it a great experience for passengers. And then also aircraft maintenance, basically just people that get contracted by airlines to maintain the airplanes for the airline. Going over to airplanes, there's a lot of different things here, but the main two are engineering and aircraft building. Starting with aircraft building, you can work on many different things, such as the plane's avionics, wings, engines, body, and also just logistics for these parts, or even just assembling these parts all together into one plane, working for a company like Boeing, Airbus, or like Embraer even. And then for engineering, we have avionics, aerospace, electrical, and structural engineering. Basically just creating all of the structurals, just like composites and the body of most airplanes. Electrical is all the lights and all the other stuff in an airplane that requires electricity. Avionics is flight controls and everything basically in the cockpit. And then aerospace is wings and basically everything else to do with engineering. Connecting that to airports, we have a couple different things. We have air traffic control and ground crew. Basically, air traffic controllers work with airplanes. They work at airports and work with airplanes and give them instructions for the planes, telling them when they can take off, when they can land, where to go, and stuff like that. In this air traffic control section, there's, of course, ground, ramp, and air. So, air is taking off and landing, ramp is moving planes around, and ground is kind of doing the same thing. I don't really know why I split that up. But also there's simulator workers, such as people that do remote piloting, where they, instead of, being in the simulation doing the air traffic control, they control the planes for the simulation. I actually just did this earlier today. Or being instructors, basically just old air traffic controllers who are now teaching newer air traffic controllers how to do their job. And then next there's ground crew. These ground crew people work for airports and they help unload and load baggage, load fuel, and load food onto the airplanes for these airlines. And then going to airports, there's a couple different things here. Airport design and development, that's one, just designing how an airport's gonna function and stuff like that. Airport design and development is more for the future, but airport operations is for more of what's happening right now. They decide, they're kind of like logistics workers. They decide what goes on at the airport, where planes are going to go and stuff like that. FBO workers are just people who work with general aviation planes instead of the normal large commercial airliners that most airports see. And then, of course, there's TSA and security, basically just making sure there's nothing bad getting onto flights or into airports. And then connecting airports back to airlines, we have airline logistics, basically just logistics, but somebody works with an airport and an airline and basically decides when a plane is going to fly and how it's going to get fueled and stuff like that. I kind of already explained it earlier. And then, of course, there's the gate agents. These people work for airlines at airports, and they help people board and get baggage on and stuff like that. And that's pretty much a description of the aviation field. If you guys have anything else that you think I should add, definitely comment that, because I'm definitely missing some stuff. This took me about an hour to make. But yeah, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.